Okay, so today's session, I'll call it chair yoga, but it's also this similar to office yoga because some of you are at a office. Chair yoga is not just for seniors, although it's great for all ages. So if you're on a work break or in the office, you can join in. You may be in shoes, and that's fine if you're at the office. If you're at home, you can be barefoot in the comfort of your own home. Turn off your cell phones if you're able and enjoy our practice. So always best to have a sturdy chair if you can versus a chair on wheels. But if you're in the office, you may have no choice. So that's fine. The benefit of that is you can move it around. But if you have the option at home, grab a good stable chair. Even if you have a couch, go onto the chair if you can so that and it allows you to sit tall. And then starting with our meditation, first, before we sit in stillness, you may just close your eyes a moment, check in and see if you have any tensions that will distract you. So most people right away can notice shoulders or the neck. And then let's just roll our shoulders a few times. We'll do all the exercises after, but just to get rid of a little bit of extra tension in the shoulders, make some circles. You can shrug and drop a few times. So you inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears, exhale, drop 3 to 5 times on your own. You can add that breath like a sigh. Inhale through the nose, squeeze, exhale through the mouth, letting go. Especially if no one's there and you're at home, really give a good sigh. Just let go, whatever's weighing you down. And after you feel done with that, just release your hands with your eyes closed and observe your shoulders. And before we find stillness, just notice your neck. Sometimes the necks are tight if you're on an office break or even if you're at the couch or sitting. So let's just do a few neck turns side to side. And then find the head centered over the spine. I always say like a flower over the stem, but that's really the best analogy, I think. So center your head. You might need to pull the chin a little bit back towards throat and then lengthen through the back of the neck. But imagine the spine from the tailbone, from the base, is actually lengthening up all the way above the head up to the sky. And then the hands could be wherever you prefer, either palms down, the back of hands on the legs. You can touch the thumb to index finger, whichever feels best. In our meditation today, even though I know some of you are in the cold and even getting some snowstorms in winter, but it is officially spring equinox this week. So let's do a theme of renewal, springtime. That could be symbolic if you're in the cold weather still, but with the eyes closed, let's just focus on a fresh breath, a new breath. Every moment's a time to renew our mind. Get present, feel the body. Just taking a deep breath, bringing awareness to this moment. Every breath is a time, an opportunity to renew ourselves and refresh. So we're going to breathe in through the nose. Long breath out. Spring equinox is symbolizing now we're going to get more light each day. That can be symbolic too, illuminating our own minds, illuminating ourselves with our inner light, our inner breath, our inner peace. So let's just stay with the breath. You can keep focusing on breath. If you want to add an image, for springtime themes, spring equinox, you can add an image of a flower, either at the heart center with the eyes closed. Just imagine it, a beautiful flower blooming at the center of the heart, all the petals opening, or you can imagine the petals of the flower at the brow point. Just keep that image, if you like, on that flower, symbol of opening, renewal, springtime. The eyes are closed, but the attention is at either heart or brow point, and then continue to focus on breath, watching the in and out breath with no strain. Try to breathe in and out through the nose. First minute or so of meditation, the mind might be busy. It might be hard to focus, and that's completely normal. So instead of trying to strain or force the mind to focus, just take a little deeper breath and let yourself watch the breath. So just do your best to bring it back to breath awareness or the image of the flower or both. We'll just hold another minute or so, doing our best to focus. This is good for the mind, good for the nervous system. Meditation's been studied even to show it's good for the immune system and overall well-being. To come out of the meditation, we'll go into a simple Om chant. Today we'll do something a little new. Instead of just 3 ohms or 1 ohm, we'll do 1 ohm with the thumb touching each finger. So 1 ohm, thumb to first finger. The second ohm, touch the middle finger. Third ohm, touch the ring finger. These are called hand mudras or hand positions. And the fourth ohm, touch the pinky. So we'll do 4 today. This itself is calming, and you could do it out loud or silent as part of your meditations on your own, especially if it's hard to focus. So let's start thumb to first finger, breathing in. Ah. Thumb to middle finger, breathing in. Ah. Thumb to ring finger, breathing in. Ah. Thumb to pinky, breathing in. Last one. Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace peace peace. And we're going to bring our hands up now, like a scarecrow shape, elbows in line with shoulders. We're going to go right into the warm-ups and breathing practice. I'm going to combine arm movement with the breath now for breathing practice for energy, for that theme of springtime and renewal. So you're going to sit tall. By the way, you are away from the chair back unless you have a back injury or something you need support. But if you could sit tall, no chair back, that'll train your muscles the whole practice to strengthen and lengthen. Okay, so sitting tall, we're going to inhale, stretch the arms up. As you exhale, you're going to pull the hands down like fists. So the inhale, the fingers spread, stretching up. Exhale like fists. Okay, so we're going to do that a little more rapid now. We'll go for 10. Let's go for actually 11 times at your own pace. So it's going to go in, out. After the 11th one, release your hands, close your eyes, and just breathe and relax. Feel that burst of energy, the version of Bastrika, part breath exercise, part Kriya. Okay, good. And then now we're going to take our arms back up in that scarecrow shape, starting for our joints, the physical movements and warm-ups. So you're going to take your hands. This is kind of like a scarecrow shape. If you can, elbows in line with shoulders. You're going to rotate the hands down and then the hands up, down and up. Just like that. I know it feels a little weird, like scarecrow. This might have been a breakdance move in the 80s, but keep going. It's not a yoga pose, just a warm up to get your shoulder and elbows going. Good. 2 more. And then keep the scarecrow shape. If that hurts your shoulders, lower the elbows. Otherwise, elbows in line with the shoulder. And then you're going to take your thumb over the first fingernail, over it, not just touching. And then you're going to inhale to your left, exhale to your right. I won't mirror image you here. So inhale to your left, gentle twist, head stays over the spine, exhale to the right. Okay, a few times, go at your own pace. You might want to close your eyes, really feel your body now. And if you're not twisting for back injury or pain or anything, or any pose today, you can modify. So for this one, if you're not twisting the back, you can inhale the head to the left, exhale to the right. Inhale left, exhale right, otherwise full twist. For those you want to go a little further, or sorry, not further, but faster, I should say. Inhale left, exhale right, a little faster. Kind of like a pendulum swing. And then release your hands, close your eyes, observe your spine when you're done. Gonna be more of the upper back that was. And then now we're going to take the legs wide. I know if you have chair arms, you might be a little limited, but just do your best. Okay, so the legs are going to go kind of wide, feet grounded, hands on the thigh, Sufi grind it's called, from Kundalini Yoga. We're going to circle the spine. So I'm going to just show the chair yoga today, but some of you combine. You might want some poses on the floor, but others you need the support of the chair. So if you're on the floor for this, if you're combining, for example, you do this cross-legged. So we're going to add the breath. Let's inhale back, exhale when you go forward. And I'm going to, for the rest of the poses, just show the chair version. But just for those of you that already know the floor or other versions, you can go back and forth as you need. You're not glued to the chair and stuck to it for chair yoga. It's just a prop to make it comfortable. So make sure you go both directions. If you want to let your head and neck release a bit, that might feel good. Others might want to keep the head over spine. Stay with your breath, most importantly. And when you feel complete with that, rest in the mountain pose called Tadasana, with the hands on the legs and the head over the spine. And then close your eyes. I'll call it a sacred pause or a mindful pause between the poses, just to observe. And then now we're going to sit back against the chair. So now you can sit all the way back, relax your back for a moment. Lift your feet up and then point and flex the feet, but we're going to add the hands for wrist and ankle movements at the same time. So pull the fingers and toes back towards you, spread them wide too, and then you point them away. 10 to 15 times on your own, wrist and ankle movements. And after your 10 to 15 times point and flex, go into a circular motion, both directions. And then when you're done, sit again away from the chair, back to the mountain pose, strengthening the back, but yet relaxed, but sitting tall. And then we're going to lift one knee up towards the chest for seated lunge with some variations. First, let's rotate that ankle again. And then in my Sunlight Chair Yoga book, which is in the San Mateo and Marin libraries, I call this leg swings. It's just a warm up. So you want to release from the knee down, swing the leg back and forth. You might hear a few clicks or creaks. I just heard one on my knee. If it doesn't hurt, that's fine. Just get the knee moving. And then you're going to switch sides. Take the left knee up, sit tall, circle the ankle. Both directions. And you can really support the leg, let the whole weight of the leg go into the arms. So your arms hold you to work your upper arm, your bicep, and the legs heavy. Let it release in the hand, and then leg swings at least 5 to 10 times. And then release, close the eyes, a sacred mindful pause. Notice the knees and the ankles. And then you're going to lift one heel up either side and then make little circles. Or if you can lift the leg up and do that, knee circles will get really into that hip and sciatic low back area instead of just the ankle. So up to you, knee or ankle circles. Make chair yoga accessible for everyone. You can do that in a wheelchair, if your foot's on a footrest, whatever you need, even laying down. If you're sick in bed, you can do this. After circling, for those that want to go a little deeper, if you can comfortably get your hand on the shin, bring your knee to either the chest or move it toward the armpit if that feels better. And then breathing. And then you'll do the same thing on the second side. You can start with the toe on the ground, circling the ankle. and the knee. Or if you can lift that knee up comfortably, move the knee from there to really get into the hip and sciatic joint. I won't point it out every warm-up and pose, but that renewal springtime theme we can weave throughout the class, because every pose is a chance to renew the body, give energy and mobility or circulation to the muscles and joints, right? So every pose renewing the body. Okay, and then after you circle both ways, if you can comfortably get your hand under the knee, lift the knee to the chest or to the armpit, may feel better on your body. Hold and breathe. Call a seated lunge in my book, seated lunge pose. One of the best ones for sciatica, for those that get sciatic pain, don't wait till the pain hits. Do it every day. You could also do it laying down on the ground, and then it might prevent it. Okay, when you're done, mountain. Close the eyes and observe the hips and the spine. Let's do a few rounds of sun salute. I'm going to show, instead of seated first and then standing like I usually do, I'm going to let you choose which one. We do this all the time. So if you don't know it, I'll show both, but eventually you'll get the hang of it. But some of you are sitting all day already for work. So you might want to right away get standing. Others, you might need to stay seated. So stay seated if you need. If you're going to do the standing, come up behind the chair like that. Okay, so just take a moment, decide which version you want to do. And start with your feet either together or hip width apart. And take a few slow breaths in the mountain pose. Now we're going to stretch the arms up. Sorry for that sacred pause. I was getting a collar on my cat. He goes out in the catio. Just in case a delivery guy comes when I'm teaching, I don't want him to run off. Sorry. That was a cat pause, not a sacred pause for y'all. So we're going to inhale, stretch the arms up. Thanks for waiting. And then palms to prayer. Same thing if you're seated. Inhale, reach the arms up and back. Exhale, forward bend, hands on the thighs, spine lengthens if you're seated. Hands on the chair top, back top, knees bend, spine lengthens if you're standing. If you have osteoporosis or back pain, always lengthen spine. All of us should do that. Bend the knees and hinge at the hips, not grounding. But some of you can keep going, so you can bend the elbows and either stay there, or instead of thigh, whether standing or on the seated, you might be able to touch your toes. It's called Uttanasana. When you come up, lift the heart rising up. Now, seated lunge we already did. You're lifting one knee to chest, but you hold now. But the standing, we haven't done yet today. So you step your right leg back and the left knee bends if you're standing. Just check in with your joints. Is that comfortable? Now, you can use a wall. If you feel not stable, you can always have your back heel on a wall or your back foot flat, heel on wall. Okay, so you might need a chair and wall, others don't. And then downward dog, the standing version, you're going to step both legs back, bend the knees, lengthen the spine. If you want to go further, your hands, for some of you, might be able to touch the chair base or the bar of the chair. Knees can bend, spine lengthening. The seated version that you get today is down dog with the arms up, palms face down, and you lengthen the spine, angling forward, stretching the spine like a puppy dog stretch or dog stretch. And then back to mountain, and then seated, lift the other leg, lunge, standing, take your left leg back. So lunge on the second side. You're welcome again to use a wall if you need. Or back foot might need to be flat for more stability. This is a great stretch for the hip and the leg. And then eventually mountain pose, everyone just lift the spine. You don't need to hold the chair, release your hands if you're standing. Same thing seated now, we're all going to reach your arms back. Palms facing each other. If you can interlock the fingers, stretch the hands down and up. This is cobra, same thing seated. You're lifting the heart. You're not just going like this. If I just go like this, look at my back, nothing happens. It's okay for the shoulder, not bad. But if you want to get that upper back flexibility, you have to lift the heart as the shoulders go down and back. You see that difference? So I'm not just going back, I'm lifting the heart. And that should feel good. Take a nice deep breath there, cobra. And then release, stretch the arms up, inhale. exhale, prayer pose. Good work. We're going to do that a few more times. So just check in for those of you that are standing. If you're dealing with like a knee or ankle issue and you say, hey, that doesn't feel good, enjoy seated. You can go back and forth. Others stay where you are. So let's breathe in, arms up. Exhale, prayer. Definitely, it's good for spring renewal theme, the sun salute, Surya Namaskar, giving us the new refreshed energy. Forward bend now. Touch the chair top, thighs, or feet, seated or standing. When you come up, lift the heart. Some of you like to roll up, do what feels best for you. When you return, this time if you're standing, left leg back. If you're seated, lift your left leg up in that seated lunge and hold. For those you want a little challenge in the lunge, if you're standing version, you can take one arm up, hug the thighs towards each other, hug the upper arm towards the ears, proud warrior, or the full proud warrior without the chair would be the arms up, the fingers interlock, thumbs hook, index fingers up. That's no chair if you want to try that, proud warrior. And then we'll all return to the mountain, breathing in. Exhale, down dog. Seated, that was a lengthen forward. Standing it is too, but standing you can walk your legs back to get more length. Stay with your breath and then walk it forward or sit tall. Come out of down dog to mountain. From mountain, go right back into that cobra. Let your hands face each other behind you. If you can interlock, do that. And then lift the heart and breathe. Cobra, Bhujangasana. And then release, second side lunge. If you're seated, right leg lifts. If you're standing, right leg goes back. Take a moment, shoulders relax, balance, steady, thighs hug towards each other. That helps with balance. You're moving the thighs towards the midline. And then optional standing arm raises. Inhale, one arm up. Exhale, release and switch. Or fingers interlock, index fingers point up. Proud warrior if you don't need the chair at all. Hold and breathe. When you come out, step it forward or sit tall, mountain pose, feet together or apart. See what's best on your body. And then inhale the arms up and back. Palms to prayer. Exhale, release your arms. Okay, good. Either sit or stand, close the eyes wherever you are in the mountain. Observe the body and breath. See how that feels. New, fresh energy. And then now stay standing if you're standing. We're going to add leg strength and balance. But stay behind the chair if you're standing. I'll show seated first. For seated, you're going to lift one leg up, inhale, exhale, release. I call it alternate leg raising. You do want to keep your thigh in the chair to engage your quad and strengthen the knee. Now, I know someone, my father, very close to me, he's 84. He had a little ankle injury or a fracture, not so little, this last week. He does yoga every day and works out. So we were talking about how can he strengthen his muscles so they don't atrophy all seated, right? Can't put weight, he's wearing a boot. I suggested these alternate leg raising, keep the quad strong. Even with the boot, one leg would have a little more work, but that way he doesn't have to wait 2 months till he can start walking again or whatever it'll be. So this is really practical, right? I literally tell my own father who does yoga, but like to start the chair just now. So some people you need the chair only during an injury, and then he may go back to the leg raising on the floor, right? It's not forever. For some it is, but this is practical stuff. You need to keep those quads strong to function, right? For the knee joint. So seated leg raising, great for those with injuries. You can't put weight on the ankle. Standing, instead of strengthening the quad for this one, we're going to do the back leg raise. I call it the hat locust. We're going to strengthen the glute and low back. 2 different benefits. You can try both for those that want to do both. So the standing version, your toes forward. This is different pose, but it's the half locust. You're going to lift the leg, inhale, exhale, lower. I'm showing you from the side, but do know my hips are forward the whole time. Now 10 times. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Do the same leg 8 to 10 times, or you can alternate. I shouldn't say the same. You could do either. Seated, you can alternate, or same. Seated, you could do 8 times one leg, 8 times the other. But Start going at your own pace. Your inhale, lifting the leg, exhale, lower, standing or seated. Seated, you're just lifting from the lower leg, thigh stays on the chair. Okay, and again, some of you might want to try both. Sit, get the quad strong. Stand, get your glute and low back strong. Standing also gives you balance. For those who want a challenge for balance standing, you could do that no chair. Your hands on your hips. You can alternate. Some the toe might not come off the ground. It may just slide the foot. Keep the big toe on the ground if that feels more stable. Okay, you're doing great. Let's try a few more. Yeah, good work. Stay with your breath. Now, as I see, and I knew this would happen, I can look and see when you lift the leg, most of us tilt forward. So see if you can keep the navel to spine, like a neutral pelvis, and then lift the spine. Try the leg lifts without tilting forward. You get more glute work. Okay, and then when you feel complete with that, shake it out, and let's all just have a seat in Mountain Tadasana. And whether you worked your front thigh, the glute, back of leg, I'm sure we all got our heart pumping a little more to get our circulation going. So close your eyes and observe the body and the breath. Okay, now we're going to do a seated exercise for cardio. So the other thing, my father, again, he's 84, he's a yogi, been meditating 50 years and vegan, and his dog's vegan, really healthy. He runs every day, yoga, cardio. So he's like, now he can't put weight on the foot and walk. So he's like thinking of ways to do cardio. I'm like, you trust me, you get tons of cardio, right? We do this 3 minutes. I challenge my dad, I said, do this 3 minutes a day, you will feel it. Because I feel it when I teach it, and I know, we all know, right? And even 3 minutes is hard. You got to build up. So today I'm going to do 3 minutes. Some of you might need to stop at the 1 minute mark. Totally fine. You might stop, but still watch the breath. You get the mental benefit, and then jump back in if you can. Now, my father pointed out, oh, but that hurts his rotator cuff. Even he who does yoga, aging hits our bodies, right? Regardless. So I know some of you have this too. You might say that hurts. So I suggested just what I suggest to you. Go lower, go slower, but do something. That's the point, right? We're going to get our cart going now and our rotator cuff. So just a refresher for those that are new to this, you take your thumb either under pinky mound or ring finger mound, close the fist. If it doesn't hurt your shoulder, stretch the arms out like a T. I'm going to time us. And then start making circles back. You can start slow, sitting tall, circles go back. This is a Kundalini yoga exercise that they actually call it a meditation. They don't call it an arm workout. And why? Because we're going to close our eyes and observe the breath while the arms are going. But now let's get that heart pumping. Go as fast as you can now. It's about 1.5 foot circles back. Now I'm not going to play music, so I don't distract you. Some of us don't want it music. Traditional yoga, just the breath is your music. But if you're at home and want to play some, this would not be soft music. You want to play some quick beats to get your arms pumping. Feel free for this exercise if you play music on your own. But close the eyes now, steady the breath. So the breath's going to be really slow, but the arms are going to go as fast as you can without strain. You've already done 1 minute. You're doing great. We're only going for 3 minutes. That's only 2 more minutes of your life. You can do this. You can do it. If you're feeling sluggish, tired, lazy from, maybe not lazy, but some of us lazy, but if you're just sluggish, tired from medication, from injury, from stress, from, you might not think you have energy to move. Well, guess what? And movement gives you energy. So just start somewhere. Go here, little circles, size of a tennis ball, slow, stay with breath. You might say, oh, that's kind of feeling good. And then go a little faster. Good, you're halfway done. You're doing great. Okay, now let's close the eyes. Last 1.5 minutes in silence. Steady the breath. Steady the mind. No, my timer didn't break. You got 30 more seconds. You could do this. Stay with the breath. If you stop, go slow or start up again. Go slow so it doesn't hurt, but do something. You're so done, almost done. 10 more seconds. That's about 3 more slow breaths. You could do this. So if you drop the arms, pick them back up. A few more rounds. The last few rounds now, let's focus at the brow point. Imagine a light glowing at the brow point, giving you radiant energy. Last 2 seconds, 1 more circle. You can do it. Now lift your arms up, inhale as high as you're comfortable, spread the fingers and shake it out. Close the eyes, slide back against your chair. You just did 3 minutes. Good work. Did that give you cardio? The benefits of walking, hiking, or bike riding in the chair. Now 3 minutes is hard. Even my father's in shape. I'm like, he knows. He started trying it. He's like, that's hard. You might have to do a minute, take a break, and go back. Okay, good. Sit tall. We're gonna just keep moving. I just want to really give you ideas. You really can full out do cardio, weights, yoga, all in the chair or wheelchair. All right. Even if you're injured, you can't wait 2 or 3 months rehabbing a knee or ankle to keep the heart healthy, right? Or the mind healthy. So you got to move. Okay. I hope my father doesn't mind me using him as an example. He is inspirational though. Even with the boot and the fracture, he's still going as planned to India, to the ashram for a month at 84. It's kind of like his spiritual home, and he's going, and there's like 100+ stairs to get up to the ashram. He's still going to do it. He's pretty inspiring, right? Life is short. You don't want to waste our time. You just modify. That's the idea of chair yoga, right? You don't stop what you're doing. You have to modify it so it's appropriate. Okay, so we're going to do standing again for those that want, but let's modify. Now that you just work the heart, let's go back to the legs, get our legs feeling nice and open. And this one's also for the hip. We usually do this here at the end. You lift your ankle to the thigh if comfortable, seated pigeon. You might need to hold your pants or use a belt or strap or towel at home. If the foot doesn't touch, that's fine. Go where you can. And then option to lean forward. I like to flex that foot, engage the shin. For those you want to go right into standing, just make sure your chair is stable for this. The chair on wheels needs to be against the wall. You can do the same pose with your foot up on the chair, foot flex, same angle, but you got to hop the toe forward, hop the leg in so you're comfortable, and then you can kind of release that knee down. If that feels good, your hands can also be in a wall, foot on a chair. For office yoga, you can call it desk pigeon. If you get your foot up on a desk, that's usually higher. You need more flexibility. Okay, so you try both sides. Switch when you're ready, either standing, your hands on the wall or chair base, or seated. The seated, believe it or not, like in this pose, I just did both. This actually feels more of a stretch for me seated. The angle is higher for me than standing. So it's up to your height. It's not always that standing is harder work or more opening. Some of you can bow forward here in the seated. And breathe, keep breathing. Pull the toe towards the knee. We're opening that outer thigh and IT band and lower back and hip area. When you're done with both, let's do a little massage of our knees. Take your hands and circle. And then little qigong massage. You're going to make fists with your hands and just tap down the leg and then up the leg. Some of you might stop at the knee, some go to the ankle, wherever you can go. You're getting some extra forward bending. I always like to point that out. You get at least 5 extra forward bends here, right? While you go down and up. When you're done with the forward bend to get the legs, take your hand and go down the opposite arm. Get to the inside and outside of the arm. And then go up to the shoulder too. When you go up the arm, go closer to the neck. Get that lymph and blood flowing, and you'll switch sides. Here's our spring renewal. Get the lymph and blood flowing, feel like a new arm after, right? Let's see if that's true. After you're done with the arms and the legs, close your eyes. Does the body feel anew just from a minute of tapping or a little qigong massage? I feel that little tingling, little energy, little chi flow or prana flow, the vital energy. Okay, good. And then now, for those who are going to stay seated, you're going to stretch one leg out with the heel on the ground. We're going to go into the warrior series. The palms will be forward and the arms up. Warrior 1. Let's actually all do the seated first, then we'll do the stand. So stretch your left leg out. I'm going to mirror image you now. That's my right leg. Take your left leg out. Pull the toes towards you again. Quad strength. palms forward, and stretch the arms up. That's warrior one. Shoulders relax. Steady the breath and the mind. Virabhadrasana. And then we're going to go into warrior two. You can stay with warrior one longer or take the arms like a T shape. Take your right leg to the right. Right leg's bent, left leg straight, slide it to the left. Keep the toes towards you to engage the muscles in the front leg, and then look to the right. Virabhadrasana 2. And then keep the leg steady, but lower the left arm. Turn the right palm up to the sky. Reverse warrior. The right arm goes as close to the ear as you can. Curve gently to the left, looking up at the right arm. Reverse warrior. And then back to warrior 2. If that feels good, let's flow with that 4 times. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior 2. You're getting your lateral spinal flexibility with some leg strength and hip opening. You inhale, look at the right arm when you're in reverse warrior. When you're in warrior 2, you look at the right fingers. If you need more support, your left hand can stay on the left side and not go as far. Others can go down. Okay, and then when you're done, mountain pose. Let's close the eyes, see how that feels. I feel renewed. You like my themes? I like doing the themes. I feel renewed from 5 rounds. I really do. I don't just say that. The body feels so good. Okay, so let's switch sides. Okay, so take your right leg forward, hold the toe towards you, sit tall, arms out, palms to prayer. Take the hands as high as you can. Virabhadrasana 1. The eyes can roll up, hold and breathe. So I explained this to my father just to remind him, like, you can get cardio from seated chair yoga for those that think you can't, because the arms are overhead, right? So not just moving the legs for cardio, like when you're walking, but in yoga, when the arms lift, your blood has to pump up. The heart's working more, so you get some cardio. Okay, then warrior 2, arms like a T. Take your right leg to the right, the toe still pulls back towards you, left leg to the left. Now look towards your left fingers, hold and breathe. These are for strength and stamina and vigor and energy and balance. And then now lower the right arm, turn the left palm up, bring it by the ear. Or if not, some of you might have hand on the hip, modify for injuries. Curve if that feels good. Support your right hand, the leg if you need. And then we're going to do that flow now 4 times. So warrior 2, we inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior 2. Try to breathe in and out through the nose if you can. The spine stays forward. You're curving, but you're not twisting, by the way. Your hips and spine stay forward. You might turn the head looking up and then to the left, but you're not twisting the spine. You're almost there. Has about 4 rounds. And then mountain. Good work. Close the eyes. See how that feels. Okay, then we didn't do our cat-cow today. I usually do it as a warm-up. Let's just try a few now. I'm going to round and arch. Round and arch. So your hands go to your knees. You round the back. That's the cat. And then you lift the heart, arch, inhale. Exhale, round and arch. Have I told you all I love my cat? No, I'm kidding. I say that every 2 weeks in the class. Cat. Every time we do cat pose, any excuse I talk about my cat I love. I've had him a year now from Milo Foundation in East Bay. It's a no-kill shelter. I've literally had him a year. Now, that's the only yoga pose we call cat, right? But down dog, we call it down dog, but the cats do that too. So whether you have a cat or dog, watch how they stretch. And every time they do their stretch after their nap, get into down dog or cat pose on your own. That could be a good reminder for you to move your body, right? Watch your pets and copy them. Okay. Now, we're almost done with the physical exercises, but those you want to get strength standing, warrior 1, 2, and reverse, like we did, but standing. So if you're going to sit, you're going to go warrior 1, inhale. Warrior 2, exhale, because I'm going to show the standing, so I'll just demo first. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. And mountain. I know it's going fast. You'll join in slow when we stand. So just to show again, the pace, it's going to go warrior 1, inhale. The legs open, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse, second side. Exhale, warrior 2. Return to mountain. We're going to do about 3 times. Okay? Did you get that? I know that went quick, but seated, that's what you'll do. If you're standing, come behind your chair. I'll show from the side. Take your right leg back. I'm not gonna, actually take your left leg back on your image. Bring your left foot, sorry, yeah. Take your left leg back, right leg's gonna bend. So you're starting in the mountain, you're facing the chair. You step your left leg back and the back foot's flat this time. You're not heel off the ground like proud warrior. Your back foot's flat at a little bit of an angle, 45 degrees. So warrior one, hips forward. You can hold the chair top. You don't need it, arms up. Warrior two, just your right hand holds a chair. You open the hips to the left, and now your left arm opens, and then you look to your right. If you don't want the chair on this, arms extend. We'll pick it up the pace in a moment. You can hold the chair the whole time. Reverse warrior, take your left hand to the leg, either curve back holding the chair or the arm goes up. And then back to warrior two, whether you use chair or not, your choice. Hips forward, mountain. Mountain pose, feet together. Okay, second side. We'll do one breath per movement soon, but not yet. Let's get the right leg back, heel flat. Let's just get those poses going. Second side, and then hips forward. Inhale, warrior one, option to take the arms up. Exhale, left hand at chair, right arm opens, hips open to the left, to the right, second side. And then you're looking to the left over your shoulder towards the chair. And take your right hand to the thigh, option to take the left arm up, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Back to mountain. Okay, now you have an option to do that seated if you were standing and that feels like enough. You can skip it, or we're going to flow. I'm just going to point out the breath now and the pose name. So feet together. Okay, start either. I'm going to start my right leg back now. Start your right leg back. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, mountain. And exhale, pause. They might be too fast for you, so go at your own pace. Otherwise, one breath per movement. Left leg back. Back toes point a little forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. You can hold the chair or not. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, step it forward. Exhale, the mountain and pause. Good. Again, that might be enough. Others who want one last round. Right leg back. Seated, right leg forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, two. Inhale, reverse warrior. You're always welcome to do a little smile, even if you're trying to figure out where we are at all these poses. Exhale, warrior two. Good work in the mountain. Okay, yeah. And then other side, left leg back. Just have some fun with it. Don't worry if you did warrior two and I said one, you're getting all the benefits. It's still good. Okay, ready? Warrior one. Inhale. Last time. Left leg back. Seated, left legs forward. Exhale, two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, two. Mountain pose. Good work. Have a seat in the mountain or standing. Good work, everyone. And I just wanted to grab this to show you. This is in the San Mateo libraries and in Marin Library, so I'm not doing a sales pitch. But that's warrior two on my front cover of my book, by the way. We just did a version with the leg forward. It was easier. This is if you don't have chair arms. Some of you do, so I just teach a simple version. But that requires a lot of hip flexibility because you need one leg over the chair base, the other not. You see that? Not comfortable on all our backs, but just to give you ideas, that's seated warrior two, like we just did. We just did the leg forward, but you're welcome to learn different versions. You can get it from the library systems. If visual helps you learn it. Think of the class in the books to learn it, and then you embody it and it becomes your own practice. And then you might do 5-10 minutes a day and not need or want to wait for the class, right? A lot of us don't motivate for that, but just so you know, you can do that. Okay. So now we're going to close your eyes, check in with your body before we relax and do a twist and then final relaxation. Just with your eyes closed a moment, see how your back and body feels. Is there any last pose you want to do? We didn't really do a leg stretch. We did down dog, but you can stretch your leg. anything on your own. Otherwise, we'll go into a seated twist. You just seated twist, you just cross your right leg over left. I'm not mirror imaging you. Your right leg over left, and then your right hand behind you to support the body. Your left hand goes to the outer right leg, and then you twist to the right. So if your right leg's over left, you're twisting to the right, basically. And then breathing, gentle twist. And then you switch. If you're finishing up another stretch or pose you want to do, finish that up and then join on the twist or do the twist after. And then you take your left leg over, and now the left hand goes behind you. That's to support your back. Try not to lean back, but lift out. Your right hand with the left leg and a gentle twist. Close your eyes and breathe. The calming, the twists are generally calming, if you can notice that perhaps for you. Is that true for you? See, after, when you sit center, does that feel calming? Okay, I can go on another 3 hours of poses and spring thing, but just to keep this within your hour break, we're gonna ease into relaxation. So simple version, just sit against your chair back, release your hands on the thigh, and close your eyes. You might want a pillow for the back. For those of you that have a chair or a wall and you're at home, you can get down on the floor if you're comfortable doing that, and either roll to the side with your legs up the chair, or go against the wall, and you can also have your legs up the wall, either way. We'll just be here briefly, whatever pose you choose. Close the eyes. You have glasses, you could take them off. Your arms are, if you're on the ground, have your hands about a foot from the hips, the back of the hands on the earth, and the palms facing skyward. And just for a minute or two, let's let your body rest in stillness, absorbing all the benefits of the flow of prana and energy from those other postures you did. With the eyes closed, without moving yet, we're going to do some healing and energizing affirmations. With the eyes closed, for springtime renewal theme, even if you're in cold areas, we'll just focus at the heart. You could stay in the pose you're at. And silently repeat to yourself, I am healthy. I am nourished. I am full of energy. I have unlimited energy. You can repeat them all or make up your own. I say yes to life today. Every breath, I'm renewed and I rejoice. You can make up your own. I just made that one up. You can make up your own, but focus on your heart or repeat that. I am healthy. You can keep it simple with one or try a few. I'm full of energy. I have unlimited energy. I rejoice. I am renewed. I am refreshed. And then if time allows, stay longer. You don't need to get up. If you're at home, it can relax more. If you need to come out, just start to move your toes and fingers. If your legs up on a chair or wall, bring your knees to the chest and give a little rock side to side on the floor first. And then we'll return eventually slowly to sitting upright in your chair, or if you want to stay cross-legged on the floor, that's fine. It's called the easy pose. Just close your eyes a moment, just pause in your mountain pose, see how you feel. For spring equinox, chair yoga, office yoga, and meditation. We did a brief meditation earlier. If you have time now, you can sit and meditate on your own another 10 minutes or so or longer. And we'll try to bring these feelings of renewal and calmness throughout our day today. And then we'll join our palms to prayer. Let our head bow into the heart, honoring the true self within. And honoring each other, the eyes meet and the heart bows. Namaste.